You know, I learned something about a technique called the five whys, and it's actually a really interesting thought experiment if you do it to just any topic in your life of habits that you do. So like say for me when I was going to the gym and it was like, well, why do you go to the gym? I was like, so I can get in shape. Why do you want to get in shape? "Well, I want my body to look good. Why do you want your body to look good? I was like, so I'm more attractive to potential, females that I would. To be honest with you, it was more for hookups than versus like actually trying to find a wife. So back then, it was just like that was purely for vanity, and it's interesting. So like just doing the whys, the five whys, you kind of see, how you're looking at things or like your actual motives behind things, and like getting older. And now that I'm looking at it, it's like why do I want to go to the gym? So I can be healthy. Why do I want to be healthy? Just so I can gracefully age and be mobile and active. Why do I want to be mobile and active? Because I want to be able to travel and see different things. Why do I want to see different things? Because I appreciate novelty. So completely different motives on why I would want to go to the gym. And uh, it's just a question of like when you do the five whys, does it align with what you value? So it's funny, just again going back to that same example, like when I was younger, like going to the gym to look better, so I'm more attractive and like I could, you know, uh, more for like the vanity of looking a certain way and hookups. And then I got to a point where like I was disgusted. Like I did not like that. I want to settle down and have a family and things. So that doesn't align. Like my motivation, why I was doing something, wasn't aligning with what I actually really wanted. I wanted to actually settle down and find someone. And if that's your motivation, even for going out or like finding dates, it's like, well, why do you go on so many dates? Because I want to be able to find someone I could connect with. Why do you want to connect with someone? So I'm able to, uh, you know, start a relationship. Why do I want to start a relationship? Because I want to eventually have a family and kids. That would be me now. Back then, it'd be more of like, I want to go on many dates. Why do you want to go on many dates? So I can be able to interact with more people. Why do you want to interact with more people? Because I want to, experiment, or like I want to like, you know, get around or something. Like it could be shallow. They can't say it's all positive things, but it's just like you got to be honest with yourself. So like when you do these thought experiments, it's interesting, and I can see how I'm answering it now versus how I used to answer it, and yeah, just something to, if you have time by yourself or even late at night, just why am I doing this? And keep asking why. Well, why does that matter? Why are you doing that? And you might be shocked about what the actual motive is. You may have already known it, but you just weren't being honest or clear about it. I guess it's more about clarity. It's like once you're clear on why you're operating the way you're operating, maybe that's why you're feeling some type of way. For me, it's like I felt drained and things, or like recently it was more of like I wasn't enforcing my boundaries in a personal like romantic relationship, because if I did the whys, it was just because I wanted so bad to make it work. So like I wouldn't enforce boundaries. I started to lose a part of myself, and I was willing to do that. Why? Because I was like I just felt like this was gonna be it. This is like, you got to make it work, but you don't have to compromise yourself in the process. But when I reflect back and why I did that, it made sense then why I did it. It makes sense looking back of like, oh, okay, through that lens, why I did it. But yeah, just if you're going through anything in your life and you're trying to figure things out, or just, I guess not even figure things out, but just try to figure yourself out and just trying to see where you're coming from, just do that and see what happens. All right, love y'all.